Hi, Debbie Lichter here with the Congruence code and freefromfoodaddiction.com. And today we are talking about how to get past your sabotage cycle so you can stop being stuck. You can go on and be free and just be you and be fabulous and all the things that you are here to do. So I want to give you 3 keys that will really support you, that have definitely worked in my own life, and I've seen them, I've witnessed how they work in others' lives as well. So let's get started. So the first key here is to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So let's face it, we get into sabotage cycles because it usually boils down to some kind of fear of the unknown, fear of the unfamiliar, fear of something new, and it kind of freaks us out and we get up in our heads about it, and then we somehow get distracted, or we go back into our familiarity pattern, we go back into our safety zone, we come up with some kind of justification, some kind of belief around why we have to stay exactly where we are, and we kind of go back into the safety zone. And as you've heard me say in other videos, we are in this delusion that it's called our comfort zone. But if you really get honest with yourself, you will see that your comfort zone is not comfortable at all, because it is not comfortable to be in the pain and the frustration of a life unfulfilled, of staying stuck, of playing small, of holding back on that vital light that is inside of you, that wants to burst forth, that wants to be fully expressed, that wants to share your light and shine and help other people. That part of you, when that part of you is not being expressed, it is painful, and that can turn into addiction, it can turn into chronic pain, it can turn into anxiety, it can turn into gut issues, it can turn into depression, it can turn into addictions of all kinds. And here's the thing, is that there's just nothing comfortable about it. It can rob you from being present, it can rob you from being connected in your relationships. I mean, the list goes on. So it's really important that you start to cultivate the capacity to get comfortable with being uncomfortable in a new way. So if you're going to be uncomfortable anyway, you might as well take that step into the discomfort of what's moving you towards your fullest potential, what's moving you towards freedom, what's moving you towards more fulfillment and more presence and more peace and more confidence and being able to just be you and help more people. You might as well cultivate the spiritual stamina to be able to be comfortable with that. And so that is the first step that you really, really want to do. I love supporting people with this because it sounds kind of scary, and when you really have the tools, it's not scary at all. The number 2 thing, and I already kind of mentioned it, is to take a tiny, bold action. So here's the thing, in getting past our sabotage cycle, especially if you've got a sabotage cycle of procrastination or trying to be perfect or trying to get it right, or maybe you got a sabotage cycle with your relationship with food and you get a few good days and then you reward yourself for being good with eating junk food or eating something that you shouldn't eat, and it kind of brings you back in the whole cycle. You get all frustrated. But here's the thing, is that so oftentimes we are in this black and white, all or nothing mentality where we're either 100% in or 100% out, and we set ourselves up for failure every single time. So there is something that is so powerful in taking tiny, bold action. And I say tiny and bold in the same phrase because bold action happens when we take it's like oftentimes that thing that feels so great, big, huge, and yet it's actually like it's a tiny, tiny step, but for us inside, for our soul, for our spirit, it is like great, big, huge. And that is an absolute art. And it is beautiful and it is courageous. And never ever minimize that tiny, bold action, because if you can just do those little things, all those little things start to add up and they turn into great, big, huge results. So you have getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, you have taking tiny, bold action, and the third is to get support. I don't know what it is about high achieving women, smart women. We are so used to figuring things out on our own, and oftentimes being the leaders, being the ones who have the answers, being the ones who are not going to look stupid, who others even come to for advice. And so it can oftentimes be really, really challenging to ask for support, to say, hey, I don't know. I don't know. But I can tell you in my own life, because I was one of those like fancy health and fitness experts who thought I knew everything, and I also felt like a fraud because I was acting out with food and restricting and obsessing and binging, and I've done that with a bunch of different things, and always in these sabotage cycles and procrastination patterns and perfection patterns and playing small patterns and all this kind of stuff. And what really allowed me to shift that in such a big way was getting support and really allowing somebody to guide me. Like someone saying, hey, here's a proven system, and let me show you how to do it. So that I was taking tiny, bold action that was part of a larger structure. It wasn't just me making stuff up in my head, but I was actually following the guidance and the direction that allowed me to actually get the results that I really, really wanted. And so definitely getting comfortable with being uncomfortable is so, so huge in your own life. Taking that tiny, bold action, those little baby micro steps that are going to add up to the great, big, huge results that you're really wanting in your life. And then the third piece is to get support. And, to find somebody who inspires you, find somebody who you want what they have, and you're willing to say, hey, can you show me what you've done? Can you just provide the pathway? Can you give me a system? Can you give me some guidance? And can you be there with me in those little micro steps to help me stay accountable? So, so valuable, so, so important. So I hope that those three things help you. They have been invaluable for me, and I've seen how they work in the lives of other women who I have worked with. And if you are interested in getting any kind of clarity on those tiny, bold action steps that you need to take right now to really shift past your familiarity zone, your safety zone, and really step into that next level of freedom and alignment and congruence and confidence just to be you, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. Jump on my calendar. Let's spend a few minutes together. Let me help you get some clarity on your next steps. It would be my absolute honor. And if you want some more accountability, you want some more connection to just know and meet other like-minded people who are on the same page as you, who also are here to live more authentically, to be free, to be fully expressed, to not live in their sabotage, then I will leave another link below, and join us at the Congruence Collective on Facebook. It is liveyourlight.today. I'll leave that link below as well. Check us out. Come join us. Be a part of the community. And I just cannot wait to connect with you more. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and definitely share it with a friend. If you think that there's somebody in your life who is sabotaging themselves all the time and you see their potential and you want them to also be able to actualize their potential, then send them this video. And please do subscribe. Every Wednesday, I am sharing fresh new videos with you, and would love for you to be the first to find all about it. So thank you again so much for taking this time out, and I'll connect with you next time. Bye for now.